Set up. Where's the other stuff? Where the hell did he put that? PDM is always messing with stuff, screwing up my video. This is the Laconico designed Andromeda by Artisan Cutlery, and we're gonna take a look at it. I like this knife a lot. First day in pockets, it's a really fun knife to carry. It's got a lot of stuff going for it, really comfortable. So we're gonna get some stuff out. We're gonna look at it side by side with a couple of knives for size comparison, and we'll take a good look at it and maybe get some up close pictures and stuff like that and edit those in. So stick around, we're gonna grab some stuff for some size comparison. So like I said, this is a great little knife, button lock, ARR PM9. This is a proto. It does have a little bit of stick. I was told that that was resolved in the production versions, but the prototypes are handmade. So let's go ahead and we'll do some side by side size comparison, starting with the knife that is currently in pocket, which is the Laconico Artisan Sirius, and it was not on purpose. This was just something I had out because I hadn't carried it in a while and I wanted to get out and carry it. It's such a good knife. But as you can see, it is not too far off in size. They're both really similar in size. So the next knife is the Spyderco Police Model in stainless steel. Sorry, it's tight in here trying to get her stuff around. But a Police Model, you can see the Police Model is a very large knife in comparison. It's a large knife, period. And so our final one's going to be the one that you see in almost every video is a good size comparison because everybody knows the size of the Sebenza 21. So you can see it's not too far off from the 21. In all actuality, they're not that far apart in size. Maybe not even half an inch, I don't think. So let's get this out of the way. Guys, I hate to interrupt the video because I know we're having fun, but I do have to do the YouTuber thing and remind you that this channel is self-sponsored with all the affiliate links and stuff you see down below. Anything from knives, tools, EDC gear, and Blade HQ, anything, all the Amazon links, they all support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Now let's go back to the knives. Here you go, guys. This is a nice little thumb flipper button lock, nice and slender, done in olive drab G10. They hid the liners on this. You can't see them at all. That's the nice thing about a button lock is you can completely hide the material parts if you're doing a scale on it. Deep carry pocket clip, it is not bad in hand. I'm not a fan of deep carry pocket clips, as you guys know, but I'm much more a fan of ones that taper like this. They're a lot more comfortable in hand. The ones that are flat across and come down, they hurt your hand if you got big hands, and depending on the knife, it can be uncomfortable. I think this one would probably be okay with one of those because just the way the knife positions in hand because of the nice curvature of the handle, it does come out really well. The blade is a very, very well done, almost spear point. It's listed as a drop point, I believe, but it is a very nice spear point that comes up to a thumb plate. It's not really a thumb ramp, I wouldn't say, but the thing about it is they went ahead and put jimping on it, and the jimping is very soft. There is no actual functionality to that jimping. Maybe the production versions of it will have a little bit more better jimping on it than these do, but this jimping on here just really is not functional. It's just there for looks, and I don't find jimping attractive. So for me, it's kind of lost on it. The button lock is very good. Now, there is a little stick to this. This button lock does have a little bit of stick. I was told it's because it's a handmade prototype. The handmade prototypes typically do have a little bit of issues that you might not see in the production version. Sorry, I'm turning up the lighting because I'm getting some weird shadows. So you may have some unusualness in this one that you don't see in the production versions, but all in all, this is really good. The Andromeda is a really good design so far. Now, I have not done a lot of heavy cutting with this because it is a prototype. So I have to send these. These are going off to Jared. The Pyrite and the Lago, as soon as I get the videos done on them. These will be going out to Jared so that he can look at them when I send him some stuff. I'm not a fan of lanyard holes, as you guys know. I wish that they had done something similar to what they did on this one here, the Sirius, the other Laconica design. I like this idea, which gives guys that like a lanyard an option, but it's also not going to be something that detracts from the look of the knife, which I think a lanyard hole does. I just don't find it attractive to have that hole in there. They could have easily put a post in there that was a separate thing that didn't have a hole on the other side. And the other reason too is if you have a lanyard that you put through and you get some slack on some knives, what'll happen is you'll cut your lanyard, and then a lot of guys put expensive beads like this or like this octopus bead. They'll put some expensive beads on their items, and then if you cut your lanyard cord, you're kind of out. Sometimes those beads are like $100 for some of the stuff that people do. I will say action on this is impeccable. The smoothness of the action, you don't have to apply a lot of force. And then when you're closing it, your fingers are completely out of the travel of the blade. The action on it is drop shut to the point that if you don't get your thumb off the button, it will come back out of detent. I like button lock flippers. They have a very good feel to them. This has a really nice sound. There's a little bit of a squeak from it that, like, I know that I don't necessarily like squeaks aren't always good, but it has a very good sound to it. And then that blade shape so far today in use has been really good. It's not a real large knife, so you've got a lot of good control up forward. And then when you're up on it, you can still do a lot of detail cutting work. It has a nice curvature to the spine of it, and it has got a lot of blade here that comes down nice and thin, even though it's not real broad, but it also does not have real thick blade stock. Thumb studs are a little sharp. I will say if you have like soft office type hands where you don't have a lot of calluses on your hands, they may be a little sharp, but the flip side of that is it does not take a lot of pressure to deploy the knife. So let's go ahead and get a piece of paper out here, and we'll do some edge testing. I apologize in advance for any noise you hear. It is summertime, and my neighbors are on vacation, and they've got some music playing and some guests over, so they're having fun in their garage. Out of box, I cut sharpness testing all of the CJRBs and artisans I have had come in, prototype or not, that was my fault. I got the paper rolled. Have come in incredibly sharp. This is no exception. They do a really good job on their factory edges on all their knives. So you can see really keen edge on this, and it cuts well because it's not real thick. Let me get this trash out of the way. You see, cut test is great. This thing is so comfortable in hand. Like, a lot of times I'm not a fan of a skinny knife, and I'm usually not a fan of a knife that tapers to the back. If you guys remember the Kansep bulldozer that you saw a while ago, not sturdy. It did not feel like it was stable in my hand, felt like it was gonna come out. But with this little bit of a curvature back here, it really gives you a pivot point, and it you kind of have a little bit of laxness in the middle, and it just feels really secure. It does not at all feel like it's going to come out of your hand. And it does have reversible pocket clip, so you can left hand carry this if you want, with it being a button lock. Even though button locks are typically one side or the other, it is definitely a knife that can be used left or right handed. A button lock is technically ambidextrous because, you get up on it, put your index finger on it, and Bob's your uncle, you got it open. The nice thing about button locks too is you have that option to push the button and flick it out that way. The only thing I'm interested in is to see if they've resolved that button lock issue completely in. And you can see there's your cutout for your button lock. It just drops into that, and there is your lock mechanism, which is actually, it's called a plunge lock or a piston lock, button lock. but they are really stable. They're really good. You don't have to worry about disengaging it with your finger. You don't have to worry about pushing on something. And like I said, you're out of the travel of that knife. When you release that lock, you're out of the travel of the blade. Even if you're like just dropping it shut, it's a lot like an access lock or a compression lock in that manner. It is very safe. I talked with a guy the other day. We're going to wind up doing a collaboration video, and he said that the thing he doesn't like about the Vosteed knives that he got is he doesn't like the idea of unlocking it and then dropping the blade across. And I forget that there are some people that have never had a frame lock or a liner lock. So if that's something of concern to you, a button lock might be the way to go. And there's a lot of knives out there with button locks that are great these days. So yeah, we're definitely going to see more of this. I'm going to try and get one of these on the channel. Like I said, this has to go to Jared, but I'm going to get some pictures and throw them in at the very beginning of the video before my little fun with PDM. So yeah, I think this is a good looking knife. It's gonna do well. I think, and I like all of Ray's designs. Ray has not designed a knife yet that I did not like, and as you can see, it is a Laconico design. So there you go, guys. There is the Laconico Andromeda button lock flipper by Artisan. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts. There you go, guys. The Artisan Andromeda. It's a great little knife. I really like it. I'm glad it came in. So, guys, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you've got notifications turned on your device or you will not get notified of everything that goes up. If you want to support the channel financially, there's a bunch of ways. I've got a ton of affiliate links down below. I mentioned it in the mid-roll. Everything from Blade HQ to Coffee Brain Coffee to a VPN to a ton of Amazon affiliate links that any of those things that you use directly supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. I have a membership that is tier-based. Pick a tier that gets you what you want out of the membership. Remember, everyone saved $5 off my sharpening service. Everyone has access to my Gilded server. Baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into a giveaway that I do on the Gilded server, and premium tier members have access to a sharpening tutorial series I've built. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. where I've set up a coupon code that will save you 10% at checkout anywhere on Ember Shirt Co. And that coupon code is CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, saves you 10% at checkout. And if you send me pictures of you wearing my merchandise, I'll put them in a video, guys. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next video.